And welcome to the Curation Corner. I'm Shadows Pub here with my co-host Artemis North, and our guest today is Tib Fox from DIY Tube. We'll be getting to know him and talking about what he's doing on and for the platform. Welcome, Tib Fox.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here and to have the chance to talk about DIY Tube, which is kind of my little baby.
So, do you prefer Tib Fox or do you prefer Norman?
Uh, it's common to say Tipfox on the Steam blockchain, but you can also say Norman. That would be fine.
Yeah, we have Artemis and I have a brother named Norman. We won't hold that against you. It's okay.
Uh, okay, cool.
So, where are you located in the world?
I am located in Hamburg, Germany.
So, what time of
I'm
day is it for
basic.
you? Batman made it.
It is
Los Angeles.
7 p.m. now, so after work, what is chill out time?
Okay, so the streams have fired up.
Cool.
Almost. Okay, so we're underway there as well. So you're in Hamburg, Germany, and what time did you say it is?
It's 7 p.m.
That's not too bad. I know sometimes people like Batman are on some of the shows and it's like 2:30 in the morning for them. So it's at least just in the evening for you. Kitty Girl wants to
Yeah,
know, what does the name Tib Fox mean?
Tipfox is a short name of Tibetan, Tibetan fox, Tibetan fox. So this fox in the Tibetan mountains, which has this square head. I don't know if you know pictures of it, of this animal.
No, but
It's
give
really
Kitty Girl a
looking.
few minutes and she'll probably look it up.
It's kind of looking funny because of its square head. There was a meme in my young years, and it was following all my online journey this way.
So you have a certain fascination with those foxes, or you just picked up on it and
No,
said,
no.
okay, let's roll with it?
Yeah, it was just I needed to find an online name, and I saw a documentation about this. I think that was the way to get there.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you've been on Steam how long?
Now over 1 year now, so pretty young member.
Yeah.
In January, I think, January 2018, and really active I was since March 2018, and basically more on DTube. So I came because of DTube to the platform and discovered more and more the 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 universe behind this whole thing. So I saw a German YouTuber talking about DTube, and that was the reason I really needed to jump on.
Ah,
And
okay.
yeah,
That was what my next question was going to be, was why DTube brought you in. So you saw it on YouTube and said, what's DTube, and went looking.
yeah. There was a guy talking about audience and how to get audience on YouTube, and he mentioned just in the side note that DTube is a young platform where you have a really little community, and it is much easier to find active viewers and feedback there than on YouTube. And yeah, that convinced me to jump on and just give it a try. I started making videos in German. My first 2 or 3 videos were in German, but I quickly changed to English, and now I'm part of some communities, not that much anymore. I needed to clean my community, my Discord a bit. Um, but now I'm basically based on D Daily, if you know them, or
Not really familiar with
yeah.
them. What tell us about D Daily?
D Daily is basically a video creator community. Um, and yeah, they started as DTube Daily, but then D Live came in and they streamed, so they named to D Daily. But yeah, it's basically like a little family. On Steamfest, I came to Krakow just for one night to get to know some of them. And in the last month we were on the DTube forum in Barcelona, which is like the name says, more about DTube. And also a lot of them are in D-Daily. So yeah, it's kind of friendships growing thing.
So
So it's a really nice community.
D Daily, is it still DTube and D Live, or has it moved away from D Live now they've left Steam?
They moved away from D-Live. Yeah. There's one guy crying sometimes about this, but absolutely not on D-Live anymore. Some of them are on ThreeSpeak now, so they are trying out ThreeSpeak, this new platform of by Oracle D.
Oh, right. Yes. Are
Yeah.
you trying that one out?
I was, yeah, I uploaded one video there, and because it's a closed beta, I said, okay, give my place to someone else because I don't have so much time to create videos. And if I create a video, I want to reach more people. That's why I'm uploading to DTube. And yeah, but they're really kind. I know this programmer guy a bit. And yeah, so. But it's a cool service. It's totally different than DTube because the uploader is different. On DTube, you need to wait until the whole upload is through and then click on send. And on ThreeSpeak, you're just putting it in and let it work in the background. It's like, yeah. But we will see. That's why I love Steam because new platforms are coming, new dApps are coming, and every day new innovations. It's really, really cool.
So when you do create a video, what do you what kind of topics do you cover?
It's pretty, yeah, wide range of topics. Basically, most of the time I'm talking about my Steam things I'm doing. But I tried out vlogging. I have a drone I'm flying from time to time. I'm making clean planet walks pretty often. And
So
yeah, so it's such.
what's a clean planet
Hmm?
walk? What is a clean planet
Oh,
walk?
Clean Planet is a initiative where you can earn Steam or basically an upvote by Clean Planet if you're collecting trash in your neighborhood or in the nature. So you just go out and make photos or a video of you collecting trash and then create a Steam post about it or a DTube video about it, and Clean Planet will come and upvote you.
Oh,
And
I've seen it
yeah,
referenced, but I hadn't paid too much attention as to what it is.
this is really cool, really cool. A lot of Indian people are doing this daily. It has an impact really on the global environment. I really like this project, and I got to know these people also on the DTube forum. And yeah, I really like this.
So who's in charge of the Clean Planet program? Do you know?
Please, what?
Who's in charge of Clean Planet?
It's one guy is called Jan. Jan, then a number. You just need to go on Clean Planet. So they have their own Steam page.
Very good.
It's a group of French people.
Okay. So you do some Clean Planet walks and you do some other posting about Steam. And you've got something called DIY Tube. When did that start
Yeah,
and how did it start?
yeah. So I started, or my video creating work started with 3D printing, and I made a big effort to create videos about 3D printing and yeah, describing everything. And I didn't get that attention I would love to or what would like to have. And that's why I thought about, okay, I can't rely on the DTube upvote. I can't rely on any other services, and I can program. So why don't I just create a service which is kind of Curie? So I had one Curie upvote, and I thought, oh man, this has a big impact on creators like me. So if someone is coming new to the platform and creating a good post and receives a Curie upvote, it is a really big motivation. And this is kind of an inspiration for DIY Tube. So it is aiming to support creators who are documenting their DIY projects or art projects, or putting online their music and so on, to make more of this, because I like to watch these things in the internet. That's most of the time the reason why I'm going in the internet in my free time, is to get inspired by other people. And I like the video medium. I'm not the reader, I'm not the listener, I need to watch this and look on their hands and see what they are doing, to get inspired. And that's why that's why I thought it is a really big thing for DTube if we have more content like this, instead of how to join a curation trail, or how to whatever Steam Power Up Day and so on. So it's a really cool thing that people are creating content about Steam, but it's much more important to create content on daily things. So how can I plant a tree? How can I build a house? Or how can I paint? Or, I think that's much more value.
If YouTube had been all about how to do videos on YouTube, it never would have grown. And it's the same thing on DTube. So I think Artemis has a question there for you.
Are both of these links yours? One of them's for your token and one of them's for the DIY tube?
There's DIY tube and there's DIY tube video. What's the difference between them?
Yeah. I know this. It was a project of someone else. And before I was creating this service called DIY Tube, I was not looking for another channels called DIY Tube. DIY Tube video is something totally different.
So are you familiar with it?
No, but I just saw also a Twitter account of it, and there was a guy posting about this, but I can't reach him. So I have really no clue what happened to this platform, but it was kind of a DTube for DIY things. That's what I saw.
So it's
we are totally different.
So somebody set up the program and then appears to have left it behind.
Kind of, yeah. That's what I got. Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking to curate videos about do-it-yourself, art, music, tutorials. So what do you look for?
Yeah.
What do you look for when you're curating these videos?
So basically, I'm looking for just these topics, of course, and then I'm looking if it is something unique. So we have some painters, for example, on DTube, with their own style, and I really want to appreciate that they are putting it online, how they draw their drawings, for example. And it's just when I like it, I will curate it, and that's also the whole curation team behind me is doing it like this. Some people are more active, some people are not that active, and that's because they are happy to watch videos on DTube.
So how much of a team do you have behind you?
Oh, I need to watch for this. Don't want to say something wrong here, because we changed something. We had a really big team in the beginning. I was chatting all the people I knew and asking if they can help. But then I needed to reduce it a bit, because also not everyone is active. And let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people are curating, and we have some delegations by 5, 10, 15, 18 people are delegating to the service, who are really driving the service, because we don't have our own SP. But I can get deeper into this in some minutes, I think.
Curating.
Yeah, but we are constantly searching for new curation team members.
I'll bet.
So if someone is interested in this, to check videos on DTube and curate, just chat me on Discord or write on any post of DIY Tube.
curating
Yeah.
written posts is time consuming. Curating video posts is even longer, so it does become pretty time intensive. So I take it
Yeah.
that you really need to attract people that are really into watching videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's also the big difference. Um, and I would never be able to curate written posts, really.
Is you're
But
not into
videos
reading?
are. No, I'm not really into reading now. Yeah, I'm more the, I'm the consumer. I'm just laying back and watching videos. That's much easier for my eyes.
Yeah, I tend to be the opposite. I'm not really that impressed with most videos. Videos got to be really good to get my attention and get me watching it, where I will sit and read.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's a cool thing. We all are different,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah,
I know what, years ago, everybody was video's the big thing, video's the big thing, everything's going to be video. And I kept looking at it and going, nope, there's always going to be people who want to read. But video
yeah,
has come into its own in some areas, and it takes up the people that really don't want to read. So,
yeah, yeah.
how do you work it? You've got a team of 10 and yourself, that makes 11, and you're all out there watching videos. How do you decide which ones get curated?
It's a personal decision. So if a curation team member is deciding, okay, this is cool, this piece of music is cool, or this tutorial has got value, the curator is going in the Discord and curating. So we don't make a big consensus or something like this. We have just basic rules about the topic, about the medium, and that's all.
So you've got a bit of an outline as to what you're looking for when you're curating, or when your curators are curating.
No, we have just these outlines, which is, it should be video, it should be on YouTube, it should be about something created by someone, or a tutorial. Basically, that's a totally different branch, but so building things, crafting. We have some categories, and if the video is not fitting in the category, you can't curate. So we have these art drawing, art tutorials, music original and cover, music tutorials, also survival tips. We curated one survival tip guy. So it's basically up to the curators themselves. But if I see a video and I think, oh, that's not cool, or that's not cool, that's not worth, in my opinion, to curate, then I'm chatting the guy and explaining why. But for now, we don't have their hard restrictions.
So how long have you been running this?
Since October now.
Since
Since
October.
October, in the first 3 months, I think I was curating most of the time by myself, and I was building up this bot service behind this. So it is a Discord bot, and a voting bot, and a newsletter bot, and I built it up everything over the first 3 months, and then I got some motivated people to help me with this.
So you might want to actually catch up to that guy that does the DTube video coins and collaborate with him to get him to distribute coins to who you curate.
Yeah, so we have our own coin, but I was talking to Hyman Danger, the
DTube
founder
guy.
of DTube,
Yeah.
the DTube guy. But we didn't get into this deeper detail about all of this. But of course, it is a possibility. Also, the PalNet is also really inspiring. So to build our own platform could be also a possible way. But for now, I think we are pretty small. And
Yeah, there's a bit of a barrier on your own platform for the time being, the cost of getting into it.
yeah, but for now, it is a server I am renting for many projects on the Steam blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying by myself, so we are a non-profit. That's because I have the server already. I have the time to code something there. It is, of course, every time it is evolving, and we have new ideas and so on.
To get the nitrous and Scottbot, you're needing about 1,000
Yeah,
steam to start with, and how much is it a
I
month
know.
he's charging?
I don't know. We are not on the Scott list, so we don't have this Scottbot thing. We just
Yeah, there's
purchased, or we just claimed the token, and we
there's a
had a
thousand
little bit of value.
there's 1,000 steam up front, and then there's a monthly amount if you want to
Yeah.
go for the custom front end.
Yeah, yeah. It's too big, of course. It's absolutely too big for this, but
Yeah.
I think this is just that you can trade these tokens on other exchanges and that you have the helping hand from them. So we have a token distribution, for example, for every curator and every delegator. I coded this by myself, and it was really easy. It was really not a magic work. So if someone is curating, he or she will receive one token, and delegators will receive, depending on their percentage of the delegation. So if someone is delegating 10%, he or she will receive 0.10 DIY token every 2 days. It's really not that hard. The hard thing is, of course, the promotion and the tradability, of course, but these tokens can be traded on Steam Engine. So Scott is more a helper, but a big helper. Absolutely. And this, what Palnet did with this condenser clone, the Steemit clone, this is of course just possible if you pay these fees.
So I see that Kitty just did the rich list on your DIY token. You haven't distributed any yet?
Oh, we distribute it, of course, but mostly to the same people all the time. So delegators and curators, and we made a little contest and distributed some, but we don't have an airdrop or something like this.
It's not. They're not showing up as from the Steam Engine stats then, or did it get misspelled? What's the name of the token?
DIY token. Just DIY?
Yeah, DIY and then token, all one word? Or is just DIY? Just DIY.
I think it's DIY. It's as simple as DIY, and the name is DIY space.
There we
token.
Go. Yeah. Now we got it. That looks better. Which reminds me, there is a giveaway running in the giveaway channel. I just started it up, and it'll be for some shade. So just click the emoji up there, and it'll run out in about 20 minutes.
I will have a look.
Yeah, I get a little pause there. Artemis, do you have some questions that you wanted to ask?
Actually, we've covered all the questions I had. I wanted to hear about the token.
Uh-huh. That was it?
Yeah, I'm at a loss.
Really? So, do you got any long-range plans as to what you'd like to do with the project?
Yeah, so the long-range plan, I don't really have a really big plan, but with this token, we have the possibility to offer something, but I have nothing in my mind what we can offer. But what I'm seeing on the short term, which is really important for us and the creator we are curating, is of course the delegation, and that's why I want to point it out just in this talk here, because the service is non-profit. We are paying out every reward we are earning. So we are paying out the curation rewards and the author rewards. And the hard part there is, of course, the Steam power we are earning, and we are paying out Steam for this. So if we get 10 Steam power per week, we are paying out 10 Steam to the delegators.
Okay, so in and out. The Hive would like to know, does arts and crafts items count as do-it-yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Art, crafts, music, do it yourself. It was the base idea was do it yourself, so crafting more. But yeah, I recognize there's much more than just this. So I think art is also do it yourself, in my opinion.
Pretty much, person picks up a pen and starts drawing. They're doing it themselves. So, since you started this program or this project, would you say that the diversity of do-it-yourself on DTube is improving?
That's a good question, because the diversity is really not improving. In my opinion, it's not because of us, of course, but I think we had a lot more creators with varying content some months ago. But it is depending on the price. I think we have a lot of drawing artists. We have a lot of open mic musicians, and from time to time we have really unique content. But it is not that improving. That's why we want to also create a contest the next day. So within this week now, we are creating a new contest. But we are searching for ideas. How can we motivate people to create diverse content? That's a really big point. Because it's not that hard. Or I think if I would be a drawing artist, and I'm already drawing every day, that's not the big deal to upload this to DTube. So we have one artist doing this all the time. We have some musicians doing this all the time. But what we really want to see here is people who are mostly writing things or making pictures about things or making podcasts, making a video how they are going in the garden and plant the tree. That's what I would like to see there.
So, do you think there's any kind of barriers to that diversity happening, or is there some reason that a wider range of people are not, looking at doing videos on DTube?
Yeah, I think it's the second thing. It's still a small community. It's still a small community, and it is growing sometime. Then it's decreasing again. So it's like we are not coming over this 1,000 creator mark, in my opinion, on DTube, and that's a big thing. And also, of course, so if I would ask my girlfriend, she's drawing all the time, but she's never making videos. And if I'm asking her to go to DTube, she would just laugh, because it's of course a personal opinion and a personal habit to create videos, and it's a big barrier to speak in front of the camera. Absolutely. So
Frank, Artemis, you had something you were wanting to say there?
Sorry, actually, about that topic, do you have any tips or any advice for someone that's thinking about doing videos, but they're not sure if they can do it?
My one and only advice is just do it. It's really just do it. Especially on DTube, we have this small community, and we have this 7 days. So if something is going wrong, if I upload a video and I'm embarrassed one day after it, the video is not long there. So that's really not important. And just do it. It's coming from the practice. Experience is coming from practice, also with video making. And I made my videos, I think, half a year or more than half a year just on my old smartphone. And I had a little tripod. I just stand it somewhere, doing my epoxy experiments. I'm really not a professional, and I just tried it out, recorded it, cut it a bit together, of course, and there is coming kind of the experience also, and then just uploaded it. And then I got some feedback, and for my second epoxy video, I got this Curie upvote, what was really motivating me. And
so when Artemis and I were curating written posts, we had certain things that we were looking for in a post in order to even give it a look as far as curation goes. Is there anything in particular that you and your curators look for if you're going to decide on a curation vote?
Not really, not really. Of course, we are checking if this is original content or if it could be that it is stolen, and not really more, because with video you're creating the video, and this is your written post, and written posts you have the formatting, you have minimal requirements, like if you're cooking something there should be a receipt and so on, and with videos you don't have this kind of things. We don't have something like this, but if you have some ideas and some tips, I would be happy to get some. What would you look for if you would curate videos?
Well, first you'd have to get me to watch the videos. I guess if I was looking at a do-it-yourself or tutorial, I would want it to answer at least most of what I call the 5 basic questions. Well, maybe not the who, the what, possibly where, when, why, and how.
Okay, yeah.
And if it can't answer them, they're really not answering much. And probably, I guess, with the tutorial, the concept would be one problem, one solution. So I think the viewer would need to know what the problem is that the video is solving.
Yeah. That's a good thing. These are the theoretic requirements, of course. But if you see someone is drawing a time-lapse video of drawing, you don't have really a problem and a solution. But if you're talking about DIY things, of course, absolutely. I want to build something because of a reason and not just to build it.
Yeah, if it's solving a problem.
Yeah.
Frank made a comment, creating quality content with pictures and text is something very feasible. Creating quality video that's able to communicate is a ton of work and preps, and it takes confidence to pull it off. Talk the talk or even show your face. Yeah, that's very true. A lot of people do not want to come on video. And the Hive wanted to make a suggestion. Hive, why don't you come on voice and make that suggestion?
Oh God, no, you want me to say all that?
Yep. Better you than me.
Okay. Over there in the Moody Observer, we host the show. Well, we don't. Penderis does. Host the show each week, and each week we choose a word. Like last week's word was fabricate, and we all went off and we wrote about fabricate. And what comes back generally is kind of along similar lines, but it's wrote from different views or different experiences, and you don't really get the same thing for the same word from different people. So I was thinking if each week you put a word out there yourself, just to give something to somebody, you have an option here to write about this or to draw about this, to create a model about this, or whatever it is where you would be do it yourself to you about that particular thing. So if you chose flowers, which is the word I put in the chat, if I was an artist, I could probably paint it, sketch it. I could probably make a model of it, make origami flower, that type of thing. Some people might do a bit of research on a flower they know and talk about that in the topic, the medicinal purposes that certain flower gives. Somebody might just do the video of them in the garden with different flowers they have planted. It would just give an option to people of something DIY to do.
So a theme for the week.
That kind of thing, yeah. See, I had to say all that. Shadows Pub says it in 5 words.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks a lot for this suggestion. This is what we are thinking about for the contest we are planning. And also, if you or yeah, you don't know D-Daily, but we are also making a weekly contest with different themes. But in my opinion, this is contest making. Of course, this is really important. And to give the creators a theme they can work with is also really cool because we are motivating them more, perhaps, I think. But people who are not familiar with DIYTube, they should also have the possibility to get a curation. That's why we call ourselves a curation service and not selective, task.
Well, curation is by definition selective.
Yeah.
Unlike how we use it on the Steam platform. And choosing different topics each week would actually kind of force the diversity a little bit.
Yeah.
If you find something that there's very little about, you could kind of say, okay, let's do a topic on that this week. So Kitty Girl has commented here about Handbrake. Are you familiar with that software?
Yeah.
Good.
I know it.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm rendering my videos with a really low bitrate, so I don't need Handbrake anymore. But it is really important for a lot of creators. Yeah, most of them are waiting 3 hours for the upload, for example.
Well, I render mine with a low bit rate, but then I handbrake them and bring them down a little bit more. So it does help.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I give it a try. Yeah. I almost half a year I was recording, cutting, and uploading from my mobile phone
Oh,
because
that'd
my
be fun.
my notebook. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. There's an app called KineMaster I was using all the time.
What's it
It
called?
is really handy. KineMaster or KineMaster. I don't know if how it is pronounced right, but
Can you
it's
type that
K.
into chat?
Yeah.
These little utilities that pop up that we never didn't know about otherwise.
There you have it. KineMaster. It's just for, or I just know it on Android. I don't know if it is also on iOS. So if you pay for it, the app has got a watermark, yeah,
So
and
blind
they have a subscription model where you can remove this watermark.
Blindspot also commented that in recent times DIYTube has been gaining traction, so the increased use of the tag is helping.
Yeah. That's right. We also write this in our weekly post we are creating, that people can promote their posts with this DIYTube. And I got a lot of notification services here with GinaBot when someone is uploading with DIY, with DIYTube, is
How
all
would
these
we
filters.
how would we live without GinaBot?
Yeah, it's really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, Partico sends us some notices, but it doesn't give us the diversity that GinaBot does.
Yeah. I almost never use Partico anymore. Don't ask me why. It's just my personal habit, but I just have this GinaBot thing. I'm clicking on it and I'm opening it on steemit.com, and that's in my opinion, the easiest way. And also, if you view our newsletter, which is really nice formatted on the browser, on a notebook, but if you open it with Partigo, you have a list of 100 entries per week. You need to scroll really hours to get to the bottom. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
But it's a handy app. It's absolutely cool.
I've also seen comments around that the developer Partico seems to be MIA these days, so don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. I chatted sometimes with him because of the DTube forum.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking him if he can make a presentation there online, but yeah, he was really not.
So
reachable.
you were involved in the DTube forum as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about DTube forum.
So basically, it was the idea was to make a little come together of European DTubers in Barcelona. It was founded by Hauptmann, and he was just making a video about this, and I was saying, okay, I will join, of course, and I booked my flight, and just tell me when. And the more people we got in the organization team, the more complex it became, and the more professional it became. And then we rented a venue, made one day presentation day for devs and for services like Clean Planet. And yeah, it was a really cool weekend. It was basically last month, from the 17th until the 19th of May, and we had a really much fun, really cool conversations about not just about DTube, about Steam and about video creation and everything else. And so next year will be also really cool. 2020 we will organize the next one, and we are choosing places right now.
So I heard you using really cool a lot. But
it was really, really cool.
Do you have some examples of some of the things that you came away having learned from going there?
It was, it was the good experience to get to know these people. This is enough already. And then you got to chat with Jaime Danger was there, and Clean Planet. So both are my favorite things on the Steam blockchain right now. So it was also pretty interesting and exciting to talk with them.
So share with us what you learned. Just something that comes to mind that you didn't know when you got there, and you came away going, wow, now I know something.
Yeah, it was basically the happening itself.
Mm-hmm.
The happening itself. And also the organization part, if you ask like this. So I was never planning, I've been never planning an event like this in a different city. So I was the second one jumping on the train. So I was basically Hauptmann and myself. We were the main organization team people, guys. And I learned a lot how to organize and how to plan such an event with the help of Foundation also. So we made this Foundation campaign. We collected $3,500. So it was really a huge experience for the next one.
Organizing is always an interesting thing when it comes to the details, because it's the details that are going to get you.
Yeah.
So if you were organizing another one, what would you try to avoid?
The really most important thing, and we struggled a lot, was the number of people. We had no clue how many people will come, and until 1 month before the event, we thought, okay, it could be 50, it could be 30. We calculated all the time with 100. In the end, there were just 15. So next time we will definitely make it clear that, because this event was mostly free for the people, for the attendees, they just needed to pay $5. And our plan is to ask for a more fixed commitment. So we will ask for more just to see the commitment. This was really a big point, because we needed to calculate with these people renting the venue, renting chairs, buying the food, making these events. For example, if we want to go in the restaurant, we needed to know how many people. And with 12 people, you don't need to reserve anything, but you need to make a reservation with 50 people. So we didn't do anything about the amount of people, and that was really the baddest, the most worst thing. And the second thing was, I was in charge for the streaming part, and we had a lot of problems streaming there, because we just had Wi-Fi and just had one notebook, and everything was running on this notebook. So I was streaming and making Discord calls, voice calls with people, and that destroyed basically the internet connection there.
Yeah, it would have.
So next time we will separate this. We have a camera recording a presentation, or a beamer, a projector, and the notebook making this Discord call.
So it sounds like you want to set up some sort of a registration arrangement, like It's going to cost you $10 at the door, but $5 if you register before this date.
Yeah, kind of this. Basically, we are thinking also again about a foundation campaign because it was successful and it was a good place to make this registration form.
The foundation doesn't get you with people registered in advance. Where if you do a registration,
of course,
yeah,
you have this backer reward. That was our thing. We had backer rewards. $5 was too low in my opinion. So if you pay these $5, you have this backer rewards. The backer reward pool is decreased by 1 position, of course. So we had an overview how many people would like to attend, but a lot of people didn't came.
Yeah, it's
so
when
if
people
we make the price a bit higher,
it's
it will
when
hurt
people
them
put
more.
their hands in their pocket and they bring out a registration fee, and the more they pay for registration, the more likely they are to show up.
Yeah. And that will be the plan for next week, for next year.
Frank just caught on that it's this chat over here is also available over on the Steam chat.
Ooh, that's cool.
This channel is bridged over there. So everything that's talked about this channel gets bridged over there. And speaking of Frank, obviously he's present. And Jan, are you present?
Yeah, I'm hanging around.
Okay, both of you have 25 shade coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Frank obviously is listening. Better be listening, or he didn't hear that. He heard. He's applauding. So,
well, if it's okay, I would like to back up for just a moment to the handbrake issue. I heard Tip Fox say, if I heard correctly, that he no longer needs to use handbrake because he has no problem uploading videos. But if the videos are smaller when they're uploaded, won't they stream faster for those of us with slow internet?
Yeah, I can't tell you. This is a hard question. I know there are different kind of storage related to these decentralized storage systems. So I'm really not the right one to ask, but I know there is a method to make these files available from the beginning to the end, and there is another method that they are optimized that you can access between and in the middle and so on. So it is not you're not downloading the file. So it should be the same, in my opinion.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. But it's I think it's important for you to use Handbrake to reduce the file size, of course, to make it faster for you.
Yeah, the less storage space it takes up, the less costs there are. So, and the less time it takes to upload. It's a win-win.
Yeah. And in this moment, I can also say that I'm paying for this. I'm making a bit promotion for this IPFS service of One Love DTube. They are providing this pin service. I'm paying $10 a month, I think, for pinning my videos there. So they are available more than just 2 months or 3 months, So this is a really cool service.
Yes, Kitty Girls just reminded me.
Yeah.
You are based in the inner blocks?
Yeah. Thank you, Kitty Girl, for this information. Yeah, we are based in the inner blocks. We are part of them. The Yeti was so kind.
How did that come about?
I was asking the Yeti because I knew him from my early days on DTube if he would be interested to be a curator or a delegator. And he said, oh, you can come to Global Homesteading Collective because it sounds like the right target group. And then he and his wife, they created the inner blocks, and that's how I came there. So they took me with us. Yeah. Yeah, so he's doing this administration work on Discord. I don't want to admin another one.
This is a good time to remind everybody that at 4 o'clock, so that'll be a couple hours from now, that Yeti, also known as Freedom Point and Freedom to Write, will be here to do their radio show called The Inner Blocks.
Awesome.
So I know we're coming down. You have just an hour today, and we're coming down on towards the end of that. Is there anything we haven't thought to ask you that you would like to talk about?
No, I think we captured everything, really everything. We talked longer than I thought, so yeah.
You'd be surprised how much we're able to get people to talking. Blindspot
But
says, does DIY
yeah,
Tube have a minimum delegation cap?
a good question, Blindspot. We don't have, but it depends, because the payoff is calculated by the percent you are delegating to the account. So if your part of the whole of the total delegation is too small, you just don't get anything because your part is then 0.0001 Steam, and I can't transfer this. So it is kind of hard to say where the minimum is. I can't say this, but it is a good suggestion that we can calculate this and make it public.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that avoids hard feelings along the line if somebody, sends you 10 steam power and they're getting nothing. It's in proportion, but they're just not happy.
Yeah, we have one girl delegating since the beginning, 15 Steam, and she gets a payoff. So 10 Steam would be also okay, but I will calculate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some of the smaller ones like to delegate out small amounts, it's nice, but they might almost be better to kind of hold on to those small amounts for the time being and build.
Yeah.
But each to their own when they come on board.
Yeah, but also it's I'm struggling sometimes talking about these kind of topics and making it public. So I am asking then, you need to delegate minimum this amount to get a payback. It sounds more like a financial thing, and it's hard to.
Yeah, but
the service, I created this service for free because of the ideal that we are providing a free service, and it could sound like we are greedy, but we aren't. So
it can always be uncomfortable talking about money. Myself, when I delegate because I support a project. If there's some kind of return on that, that's nice, but I'm not worried about it. I support the project or I don't delegate.
Yeah.
That's just the way I tend to operate.
For other investors, it's of course really important. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think Blindspot is also a part of the curation team. I will have a chat with him how we can say it in the right way that it is not sounding greedy.
He's been exercising his writing skills lately. I'll bet you he could do a good job on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet also.
Blindspot, you just got given a job. He's all of a sudden got silent.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming up on that hour, and I want to thank you for being with us today. I know that you were a little unsure as to whether we were going to get the whole hour or not, but guess what? We did.
And, get it really good.
Artemis, I brought us in. You can take us out. And before we do that, Kitty Girl has reminded everybody, Witness Chat here tomorrow in the Ramble at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight and 5 o'clock UTC. Artemis.
Well, thank you so very much for coming, Tip Fox. It's been really an interesting show. So, everybody, Check out the DIY tube over on DTube. Take part in it. Use the tag. There's also over in the Inner Blocks community if you want to go over and interact. There's weekly contests. What more does the platform really need? And I just totally blanked. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day and go forth and steamy.